All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming into May 15th, 2019, and I hope you guys are ready for tomorrow. We had an interesting day today. Shout out all the people who sent their prayers my way. I really love you guys. You guys are the best. And I need your watch list posted. We're doing a giveaway every single day now. I love the chat. I'm just going to give everything away for free. We're going to start with the courses. We're going to go down to my cars and the houses next. So you better stay tuned. But hi, Yezu. I can't say it. You won yesterday. Now, I have to ask you your trivia question. So you get selected, then you get quizzed. If you get the quiz right, you get whatever you want. So make sure you guys are commenting below. We're going to give away a real estate course, stream alerts, or a boot camp. You'll get to spin the wheel. It'll be a lot of fun. But we need to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow and what to look for, because this was a dead cat bounce. What do you want to call it? There is a few things we need to discuss. What we're looking for tomorrow. I got another Google Doc for you. But then we are also going to be talking about where is China and the trade war. And then now I have a few plays that I really, really like. And we're going to talk again about those SPY puts. So let's get into the format from yesterday. I kind of like that one. We started with the predictions. That's what we're going to talk about. So make sure you guys drop a like on the video and are subscribed if you're new, and the main channel. We're live 30 minutes before open. That's in the description. But here are your keys for tomorrow. I'm going to give you a little story about what happened. If you guys were on stream today, I felt awful. I told people the story. I was taking a shower yesterday, and literally I just started, it was like a panic attack. I'll tell you guys what it was. I figured it out. It's kind of funny. But, my heart started beating fast. I honestly thought I was having a heart attack or I was going to die. And I was like, dude, I do 40 push-ups a day. This don't make any sense. But at the same time, I was just thinking about it before I made this video. What did I learn from it in its safety? Because at that moment, I was, I was having a very good day. Things were doing very good. We're closing a few deals. I got a lot of cool stuff planned. Very, very excited. I was actually, I was listening to TD Jakes at the time. I was chilling, doing my thing, and then out of nowhere it happened. And, looking back on it, it reminds me a lot of trading. I don't know. I'm weird like this is what I do. But I'm asking you guys, what are you placing more value on? Your profits or your protection? That's because that's what I was thinking. Wait till if you think you're going to die, that'll change what you think is valuable, right? So that was a nice moment. That even comes up in the boot camp, but it made me even, life is a good teacher. So it's making me even think, what are we valuing more? And if you guys are going to get, I'm telling you, with dead cat bounces, these big moves, and literally if you take a look at the last 14 days, take a look what we're watching here. You had stagnation for 1 week, then a random drop, then that dead cat bounce, and then it dropped. And this is what I'm looking for tomorrow to look like. I said this, remember, isn't that funny? I assumed too much because we already had the drop. I thought we were going to be here, but I think I was a day early. We could be here. That was us already yesterday. Here's today. We have the gap up, but today's gap up, as you even see that motion, it's a very, very interesting one. So it could lead to something like this. I'm still going to watch for any rip up, but what I'm trying to tell you guys, simply, a lot could happen, and it takes a long time. But, when people get burned here, I remember people halfway through the week, they were losing, then everyone made their money back, and some people got crushed still. And it reminds me of October. I made a lot of money, and I gave a lot of money back. I saw a lot of people make a lot of money and give a lot of money back. And I really, truly believe it answers this question. What are you placing more value on? If you see the market going down, a lot of us are inclined. You guys don't hold. I have investments. I'm thinking protection, but at the same time, you see how I like to go after plays. But the question is, if you're playing this volatile market and things are developing, and we still need to discuss this trade war and what's going on, but if that is how you're playing, you're going for profit. So you're telling me the market's dropping, there's all this volatility, the main focus isn't protection. So what I'm going to encourage you guys to do, take the lesson even from yesterday, keep a hand in the cookie jar, but at the same time, focus on protection. If you guys are focusing more, why are you going to play this? Because, it's going to go down, I'm going to make money. That's probably a bad logic. You want to find stuff, hey, why am I going to play this? Because if I play it, I could play it both ways, and I could be protected, and it's going to have this much time, and I could do this, or I'm going to wait till next week, and hopefully you guys see what I'm saying with that. So it has overall more benefits, but I really want you guys to think about that in safety. Your health is your wealth. That's what everybody would tell me, especially today. So your health is your account, my friends. So take care of your real health. I can't talk about that today, but at the same time, you guys need to take care of your portfolio. Make sure you are focusing on safety and protection, because your account is your wealth. If you lose your money here, or if you lose 50% unnecessarily in a week or two, it's going to set you back. There's that. But as far as tomorrow, if there's no big gap down or big sell-off, watch for the second wave of the trade war. Now, That's why tomorrow is going to be very unique, because it is looking like Friday coming into Monday. And again, I was a little early there, but at the same time now, if it does gap down and have a big run up, that'll be one thing. But the thing that makes this so unique is kind of how it just bounced, but then it kind of came down here too. It's a little bit different, but now this is the whole point. We were dropping big since Tuesday. Then even leading into this weekend, even though it had that big jump on Friday and coming down here, that wasn't good at all. And this is now bringing up the concept of why did it go up? It's the trade war. And now what I'm going to do that to relate is this guy, Hu Heyjin. I wish I could say his name. I need Olivier here to help me. But the U.S. stocks rebound quickly. Interesting. Looks like both sides have resources to sustain their will. What's important is neither side should have the illusion they could easily win over the other. After all, they're both major powers. Trade game may last longer than many think it will. So this guy is literally random Chinese name, editor-in-chief of the Global Times. But he put this trade out earlier, 13 hours ago, and there's one a few days ago. Where is it? Yeah, Boeing dropped because of it. But this guy, he's actually important to watch. He's kind of pretty spot on, and he's grounds, boots on the ground there in China. So that's interesting, but the concept he's bringing, it rings true. And we're going to talk about some of the updates. China made a few statements today, but the thing he's saying, both sides want to sustain their will. And like we've talked about, this is the next level of the trade war. They are going to hold out. This is now, you want to wait 3 months and then seize this guy dead. Okay, now do you want to negotiate? So on and so forth. So seeing stuff like this, some of these did count balances, and if there's an incentive for, and again, this is where I'm saying you could be conspiracy or what. All I'm saying is, I'm not making any judgments, but the incentive to support a stock market right now is very, very high if you're engaging in a trade war with a competing superpower. So that is what's happening, I believe. So watch for some of these moves to not get as reflected, because somebody like, it becomes literally a case of national interest, or I don't know if you want to say national security, but I think you guys get the idea. But watch that, because if that brings out the time, that's bringing everything, like I said. If we're not seeing any real big moves or breakthroughs or support levels broken this week or even the next, everything's going to get pushed back to August, September, and that's what I'm waiting for. So keep your eyes out for that. But now let's talk about the trade war. A few things happened today, and there's a few companies at hand. They didn't respond as you would have thought. They said China announced in the morning they wanted to do a people's war on China, pretty much boycotting stuff, Apple products, that. It didn't really work. China even came out not too long ago. They said that the U.S. is still like lying to themselves, that or promoting the propaganda that the tariffs benefit the consumers. Again, Trump was saying a lot of stuff, even in his rally, and then there was that rally, and now even this is the latest piece of news. None of you guys have heard yet, unless you've been keeping up with the news like I do. But exports on energy. China has now put out a statement saying they want to possibly limit exports from the United States. And that's interesting, because if you put it into perspective, what was Donald Trump doing today? He was in Louisiana talking about economic reform and LNG, liquid natural gas, and energy. And so him, they're very smart in how they're going about it, because that's what they did with the agriculture times. Again, Trump, they went after him for re-election. They went after all the places he was trying to help and where he has the most support. So they're doing it politically, but it's very interesting. As of now, though, here's the best part. China technically has retaliated, but technically they have not. So the U.S. has not really acknowledged that. I haven't seen Trump acknowledge it too much. I mean, there's back and forth, but until we get like some real statement, it hasn't escalated too fast yet. So we're waiting, and that's why the longer waiting happens, it's not like both parties are trying to work together. This is now negotiating, and you guys I've said this before, it's parents are fighting, and we're the kids in the middle. That's what the stock market is. The powers are going to battle, and the markets will react. But you see, when it gets slow or if no progress is made, the market's just going to finally start pushing away, and it's gonna bully somebody to capitulate and decide. So keep your guys' eyes out for that. That's where we are at now. So let's talk about the plays for tomorrow. So right off the bat, we got good old Apple. I have that play. I like it in general. If it comes down, I want to look for calls to protect those other put positions. However, still in a decent position. Watch as they lead. So that's what I'm saying. You don't have to necessarily play Apple as much as you want to look at how does Apple move compared to AMD, Micron, NVIDIA, and now especially Qualcomm. And Qualcomm's looked great today, and it looked great the other day. So the contracts didn't go up too much, and that's the thing. A lot of things gapped up but the moves didn't really go from there. But there's them. Another big one to watch, Tilray. They had good earnings, so being up 9-10% is big. This is a weed stock. It has its hype. What I'm trying to tell you guys, depending on how the markets are, if the market, and I don't know what favorable would be, but if the markets present a favorable opportunity for a continuation, Tilray could get a lot of hype and a lot of people. I'm already in calls. We got those on Monday, if you guys remember. So I'm excited to see that and how it's going to play out. But I think during the day tomorrow, that could set us up. IV is going to be crazy. So realistically, probably in the morning is going to be our best time. There's them. But now another one, speaking of IV and going crazy, one of my favorites today, we got this in the morning. A lot of people made a lot of money. Shout out you guys who hit that. I'm in the June still. I'm only up like 30%, maybe like 15% now. But JD, they had the earnings, a really, really solid report here. Or was it the earnings? I'm not too sure. I think it was. But they're killing up here. Watch for a continuation. They're at near these highs. This is crucial because JD's been at $30, and you'll notice it's a cheap stock, and it has big spreads sometimes, but they were up at 40, 50. They could pretty much double from here going to highs. Now, it's not going to say they're going to go at highs, but what I'm trying to tell you is JD, despite the small stock price, is actually very volatile, and you could get some decent dollar gains. Now, that being said, I will tell you, JD, my contracts came back to life, the ones I got last week. So I had some I got today, but my ones last week came to life. So what I'm trying to tell you, you could buy stuff on JD too, and that same reason why you could get a good opportunity is the same reason that also makes it very hard. The contracts, they could move a lot, and they could gain value quickly, but they also drop a lot just because the small stock price, and again, look at the move, $1.62 is 5 cents, and it's decent too. Overall round trip, you could get some nice moves out of it, but keep that in mind and be careful for it. As far as that though, or as far as the Chinese stocks, there is JD. I'm not too big of a fan of Baba and Baidu right now. It really all depends how they look. However, all I will be paying attention to is laggers and leaders, and that is going to be key for tomorrow as well too. So that's even going to bring up now McDonald, Starbucks, Walmart, and any of the value stocks, even Home Depot even has had some moves. I might play them tomorrow as well too. I'm going to keep an eye out for them, but I do like how Home Depot is kind of here because, again, what I'm saying, look at the value stocks, laggers and leaders. Do you guys see who's holding up and who's not? Out of all those, Home Depot looks a little bit weaker. So I like them the most. And again, who looks the strongest are good old McDonald's. So we're going to keep our eyes out for there. You guys don't get to play McDonald's unless we get lucky and it gets a big fat candle and then it's just going to pop. But we need that option premium to really, really wash out of there. There's that. Watch Netflix as well. Again, this is another one in line with laggers and leaders. Look at it today. It dropped 4 or 5% yesterday. Dropped straight down. Here's the gap up, but it didn't really gap up. It's still pretty much held. So that's killing contract premium, but it's kind of showing something. So watch them, I guess, related to the space as well. Roku, they keep going up. The calls went up a little bit today. We still have them. They're still down from before, so there could be a good opportunity. And if Roku doesn't make a move tomorrow, or even if you miss out on it, this is going to be one we push into the wall, my friends. Thursday, Friday, there will be an opportunity with Roku, and I cannot wait to take advantage of it. So there's them. What else we got? I think we got one more here, and I haven't got to the options, baby. We got some options to look at. UNH, they're down. They're not looking too good, but today they gapped up and then just came straight down. So, this is where they closed. I guess they gapped up a little bit. They were at least showed green, but came straight down. They held, and then at the ending. So watch that, and now watch energy as well, too. I think bank stocks are still in play. If you guys saw, the bank stocks held. Wells Fargo is outperforming, relatively speaking, but watch the bank stocks. If those pick up, I still like the Wells Fargo play on the put side, but bank stocks and now energy. With what China said, there was a surprise crude build, what's going on with Iran and all that. Oil is going to be important, even related to rates, banks, and now how bonds and the value of the dollar, that is all going to get affected by even, the number one asset people's purchase, oil, or at least consumable good, energy. So put that into perspective and think about it. Those are what I'm going to be watching out. Let me know what you guys are looking for. If I missed anything, put it out there. Baba, I think, is going to have earnings in the morning, so we'll watch that, but I'm not going to play that. Again, I'm going to be with the continuation, especially with earnings not being so hot here. Again, we might see some random companies coming here and there, but for the most part, it'll be good and exciting. But now let's talk about the option chain. So I'm going to go to good old JD. Why? This one went up a lot, and what I told you guys, it is a volatile stock and the prices go crazy. So I'll show you guys the ones I got. I got the June 33s. I like these. So you see they're up 75%, but why I'm saying look at them, they're June contracts. So if this thing gaps down or has a big drop down, these could sell off, but the same thing will apply with the shorter term. But as you guys notice, take a look. This is May 17th. That's the weekly now. So even as you're getting out to your June 21st, these are barely a month out, so or just over a month. So you have to be cautious because you're not getting that much time when you're buying these. So be very, very cautious when you guys are buying some of these other plays. They're running out of time. So that's why in about a week or two here, before you know it, Julys and Septembers are going to be the new ones we want to look at. So watch JD. I like those a lot. Another one, same one from the list, Netflix. I like them at the June, but I kind of like the next weeks just because when you get really far the money with Netflix, that's the only way you could get it cheap. But sub $50 contracts, I don't think these ones are that bad. They're at 305, 307, so pretty much a 300 support. That is $45 in a week, but so it is kind of big here. So what am I saying with this? The idea would kind of be able to play this week's volatility. So understand that with this being a 300 put, is Netflix going to drop $45 in about 10 days? I don't know. Where was October at? And it's probably not too likely. It looks really far away when we're like, 305. But when you put it into perspective, these last 3 days here, this was a 3-day move, and it went from 319 or it went from 356 to 319. That's about $30 or so dollars. So $30 or so dollars would bring us down to here, 316. You can make some money on it. But again, this is the first scale in. So you could start even with the $35 ones or even $45. But the idea is we know this play is bad. Again, that's why I'm showing you. It's not that the play's bad. Netflix could do it. And this is where I'm saying, you guys, after seeing these big, it could move a lot. However, it's possible, but is it probable? Probably not. So that's why even in general, I'm going to scale in on some of these. I already did grab some of them. You could go get one of these, wait now, tomorrow, but even by the end of this week, and all of these contracts are going to change because it's going to get rid of the time. This will be a weekly, so that you are going to need it to move, though. That's what I'm saying. If you buy this contract and Netflix doesn't start moving out, think about it. There's 10 days left, and you need $40. You pretty much need Netflix moving $5 down every single day for you to make money on this. Otherwise, you're not. If it does get a big pop and moves $15 in a day, think about how that changes the progression and all that. But if those don't come down there, they're not going to hit. But the whole point is, you buy these at 40 now. By the time you are ready to make the play, or now you want to average down even by this week or go out to the next one, these 300s, the same price will be at the 327. And now you just got a way better play, closer to the money, and you still got to expend a little bit amount of capital, and you got to wait and use it at multiple times. Next, again, I've already showed you all these, and we've talked about them, but understand now I'm giving you the reason, and now I'm showing you the option because, again, the reasoning is always good to have, but there might not be an option play with it. But what UNH is a hard one. It's a slow mover. A lot of you will get cucked on it because it's a biotech. It's going to move slow. So if you're right and it moves slow into your direction, you win big. If you're wrong, it's going to move slowly away, and you're going to get killed, and then the spreads are ridiculous. It's not even worth it for a lot of you. However, I like UNH because even coming at close, a lot of the options, it had a big drop. Some of them popped up here, but I think as you get further out of the money, there's some that really, I think we'll have to watch these in the morning because the ones I got them at, they closed down even like 30%. So it's setting up an opportunity, and that's what I'll even tell you guys. Watch these in the morning and see, but I'm going to keep eyes out for that healthcare, especially how I see the SPY. The SPY and UNH and other healthcare, how those are going to work. But those will be important. I'm going to keep my eyes out on those. As far as the last one I want to go over, well, actually, there's two. They're in the same realm. I still need to tell you guys the SPY puts too, because I bought 25 more of those. But again, I maybe with the lesson of protection, I don't want to get. I think a lot because those plays, looking back, those are for profit more so than protection. So you got to be careful with those. But watch Stamp. There's room that they might have got another deal with the Postal Service, so this could be good, or the U.S. government. So that made them run up again. They're down like $100-something bucks in not too long. So where they're at now is a decent spot, only if it starts to rip. So if a lot of volume comes in, Stamps really starts moving. We saw that last time, honestly, the first day after. That's why I kind of wanted them. I'm hoping it could have been one of those, but then it leveled off. Did its thing from there. So Stamps.com as well as now Goodyear. I don't know why they made a move, but I put it on the stream alert today, and why I talked about it, because we saw it make that. It had it had a wicked pop lock and drop it, but Goodyear, being rubber tires internationally in trade, I think they're going to be a good one to watch. So keep your guys' eyes out for that, because they could either report either crazy guidance or something that could give us insight into anything else. And oh man, I see it. There's so many. So make sure you guys are on pre-market tomorrow. Send in your prayers so that we could be active, because there's going to be a lot that we're going to need to go over. But I still like the Junes, and these dropped about 30% today. So I think even, I think all of them, they're about 30% down on the whole chain. You could find something. I scaled in once. I'll probably scale in later. We're going to see tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be very interesting, you guys. Everything is going to be a lot like today. It could either be slow and cucky, or it could be slow and steady, or slow and fast. But either way, we have to watch how it plays out, the news. But now, putting in the trade war into context, I'm telling you guys to keep a broader global view on here. And, these guys, we want things to happen because we have contracts that expire at a certain day. This is politics. So what I'm trying to tell you is, imagine a court case. If you've ever been sued and been on the law and been in a courtroom and litigation and all that, it doesn't happen fast, even a settlement, believe it or not. So that's where we're at here with the trade war. And, if one side's going to try to get leverage with the markets, we'll see, and we'll see how both react. But now in January, remember, after October, after the trade war, when the markets did drop, both countries agreed. That's when China started to level out their currency. So that's what I'm going to leave you guys on, a little nice fun fact and historical for you guys to look into. Here is the Chinese yuan. And again, it leveled out today and it didn't move. So if it weakens and goes up, watch for that. But again, after October, take a look. This is when they started strengthening. Think about it. October, everything. They call the plunge protection team. We were already crashing. Then they got a deal. They said, okay, we're going to make a deal China agreed to, they gave concessions for a stable yuan. You remember that? Boom. They stabilized the yuan. The markets were able to bounce because the U.S. didn't have to deal with that. So that could be what's happening here too. Anytime you see the yuan kind of pause and hold up, China takes very big control of their currency. So watch out for that. But I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. Be there in the morning. And guess what? Let's go.